32 years ago, Disney released a movie they were so scared of they refused to put their name on it. They thought it was too dark, too weird, or, just too different. They buried it under their adult label and hoped for the best. That movie made $50 million. Decent, but nothing special. And then something strange happened. It just kept going. Re-release after re-release, decade after decade, and now it's made over $108 million at the box office, with more than half of that coming after its original theatrical run. The Nightmare Before Christmas isn't just a movie anymore. It's a cultural phenomenon. It's sold at Disney parks year-round. It takes over the Haunted Mansion every Halloween and Christmas. It's got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, the highest-rated stop-motion film of all time. And in 2023, it was added to the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. So here's the question. How did a movie Disney was ashamed of become one of their most profitable and beloved properties? Let's figure it out. The Nightmare Before Christmas started as a poem Tim Burton wrote in 1982 while working as an animator at Disney. He was inspired by those old Rankin Bass holiday specials, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but wanted something darker, weirder, more Burton. Disney looked at his pitch and basically said, "This is too weird for us." And honestly, they weren't wrong. This was the era of The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. Disney was all about princesses and happy endings. A skeleton trying to steal Christmas? That wasn't the Disney brand. So the project sat in development hell for years. But then Burton directed Beetlejuice and Batman, both massive hits, and suddenly Disney wanted him back. They greenlit Nightmare Before Christmas, but with one condition. It had to be released under Touchstone Pictures, their adult label. Disney's name wouldn't appear anywhere near it. Here's what's wild. Director Henry Selick has gone on record saying Disney's biggest fear was that their core audience would hate the film. They were terrified of parents boycotting Disney because Jack Skellington was too scary for kids. Oh, how times have changed. Nowadays, Disney doesn't seem to care at all what parents think. But I digress. The film premiered in October 1993. It made $50 million domestically, about what it cost to make, including marketing. Not a flop, but not a hit either. Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars and called it visually revolutionary, but general audiences weren't sure what to make of it. CinemaScore gave it a B+, which is fine, it's not great, and that should have been the end of the story. But it wasn't. Here's where things get interesting. After its theatrical run, Nightmare Before Christmas hit VHS in 1994. Do some of you even know what a VHS tape is? And people started discovering it at home, especially teenagers and young adults who felt like misfits themselves. Jack Skellington is bored with his life. He's the best at what he does, but it's not enough. He wants more. He wants meaning. He wants to break out of the box everyone's put him in. That resonated with a lot of people. By the late 90s and early 2000s, you couldn't walk into a Hot Topic without seeing Jack and Sally everywhere. The movie became a symbol for people who felt like they didn't fit in. It was goth, but also sweet. It was dark, but also hopeful. It was Halloween and Christmas. It existed in this weird in-between space that it hadn't really been done before, and people who felt in between themselves loved it. Entertainment Weekly profiled fans who were so obsessed they named their kids after people involved in the movie. The film became huge in Japan, bigger than it ever was in the US initially. It was becoming a cult classic in real time. And Disney noticed. In 2006, 13 years after the original release, Disney did something unprecedented. They re-released Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D. And this time, they put the Disney name on it. Not Touchstone, but Disney. The film made another $8.7 million. For a 13-year-old movie, that's when Disney realized they'd been sitting on a gold mine. Okay, but why does this movie work so well? What makes it more than just a novelty? First, the craftsmanship is undeniable. This movie took over 3 years to make using stop-motion animation. The crew built 227 puppets. Jack Skellington alone had over 400 different heads to express every possible emotion. They shot 109,440 individual frames. That's insane! Director Henry Selick, who actually directed this, not Tim Burton, though Burton produced and conceived it, wanted the film to look handmade, and it does. You can see the fingerprints on the models. You can see the imperfections, and that's what makes it magical. It feels real in a way CGI never quite captures. Danny Elfman wrote 11 songs for this movie, and they're all iconic. This Is Halloween, What's This?, Jack's Lament, Oogie Boogie song. These aren't just good songs, they're cultural touchstones. Elfman said writing the music was one of the easiest jobs he ever had because he related so much to Jack. And you can hear it. The songs are catchy, but they're also emotional. They're funny, but they're also melancholic. They perfectly capture this feeling of longing for something more. In 2008, Disney released Nightmare Revisited, a cover album featuring bands like Fall Out Boy, Panic! At the Disco, Marilyn Manson, and Korn, because the music transcended the movie itself. And at its core, Nightmare Before Christmas is about identity. It's about figuring out who you are versus who people expect you to be. Jack tries to become Santa Claus because he thinks that'll make him happy, but he learns that being himself, even if himself is the scary Pumpkin King, is what actually matters. That's a message that works for kids and adults. For kids, it's about being okay with who you are. And for adults, it's about not losing yourself trying to be something you're not. It's universal. Once Disney realized what they had, they went all in. The movie's been re-released theatrically in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2020, 2023, 2024, and 2025. It finished in the top 10 at the box office during its 2024 re-release, 31 years after it originally came out. The 2023 30th anniversary re-release alone made over $6 million. This is the gift that keeps on giving. To put that into perspective, more than half of the film's total box office gross has come from re-releases. That's insane. Name any other movie that's done that. Since 2001, Disneyland has transformed the Haunted Mansion into Haunted Mansion Holiday every year from September through January. It's actually my favorite version of the ride, even more than the original Haunted Mansion. But I guess that's an argument you guys will have to settle in the comments. It's a full Nightmare Before Christmas overlay with characters, music, and decorations from the film. Jack Skellington also hosts the Halloween Screams fireworks show at Disneyland and appears at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Disney World. The characters are everywhere during Halloween and Christmas at the parks. Go to any Disney store during that time of the year and you'll find Nightmare Before Christmas merch, action figures, clothing, home decor, Funko Pops, Lego sets. In 2024, LEGO released a 2,000-piece Nightmare Before Christmas set. There's cookbooks, there's manga adaptations, there's video games, there's a whole Nightmare Before Christmas section at Hot Topic, Box Lunch, and Spencer's year-round. Spencer's, is that even still a store anymore? Disney has made hundreds of millions off this movie through merchandise alone. And it shows no signs of slowing down. Alright, we have to address the elephant in the room. Is this a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? The answer, of course, is yes. The movie takes place in Halloween Town. The main character is the Pumpkin King. The aesthetic is spooky, dark, and gothic. It's fundamentally a Halloween movie. But the entire plot revolves around Christmas. Jack's obsession with Christmas drives the story. The climax happens on Christmas Eve. The resolution involves Santa Claus saving the day. It's also fundamentally a Christmas movie. Here's the thing. The movie works because it's both. It exists in this liminal space between holidays. It's perfect for people who love Halloween but aren't ready to let it go when November hits. It's perfect for people who are excited about Christmas but want something darker than Elf or Home Alone. The dual season appeal is why it's so profitable. Disney can market it twice a year. Fans can watch it twice a year without it feeling repetitive. It's the ultimate seasonal movie because it covers 2 seasons. So why does this 32-year-old movie still resonate today? In an era of algorithm-driven content and social media conformity, Nightmare Before Christmas is a love letter to weirdos. I said it. It says, you don't have to fit in. You don't have to be what people expect. Be yourself, even if yourself is strange. like a skinny Santa. That message hits harder now than it did in 1993. We live in an age of AI-generated art and soulless CGI. Nightmare Before Christmas is a reminder of what's possible when humans spend 3 years carefully crafting every single frame by hand. You can feel the love and effort in every shot. This was art first and money second, something you don't really see anymore. Modern kids' movies often feel like lectures. They're so desperate to be educational or send a message that they forgot to be fun. They care more about politics than story. Nightmare Before Christmas just is. It is what it is. It's weird and dark and funny and sweet, and it just trusts you to take from it whatever you need. The animation style is timeless also. The songs are timeless, the story is timeless. You can show this to a kid in 2025 and they'll love it just as much as a kid did in 1993. And that's incredibly rare. The Nightmare Before Christmas went from a movie Disney was ashamed of to one of their most valuable properties. It's made over $108 million at the box office across 32 years, and that's just in ticket sales. That's not including all the other stuff like merch and whatever you do with the IP. It's spawned countless books, comics, video games, and concerts. It's been added to the National Film Registry, and it's still selling out theaters every October and December, and they're probably not going to stop that anytime soon. Not bad for a movie about a skeleton who kidnaps Santa Claus, right? If you've never seen it, what's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. Go watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, rewatch it. Because this isn't just a cult classic anymore. It's a genuine masterpiece that proves weird, dark, handmade art can endure for decades if it's made with enough love and care. And honestly, in today's day and age, we need more of that. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see ya on the next one.